Get over here. Hurry up.
What, dude?
I've been texting you like 17 times, dude.
And here I am. It's so late.
We closed. Sleeping?
Yeah, well, of course I'm sleeping. You don't see the fucking onesie pajamas, dude?
Mr. fucking, I hang out all night, gold spray paint, fucking, yeah, bitches, and yeah. It's all
you gotta get your 8 hours.
Yeah, I heard that's pretty good for you. Anyway, all right, you see the lights? Yeah, I fucking told you he's up to something.
They're on, and they're like, I think he fucking like draped a negligee over him. Fucking muted.
I think, is that a fucking fog machine? He's had a fucking fog machine this whole time and never brought. How fucking cool would that be just during work hours?
Dude, it'd be fun as hell. You know I'm always dressing up like Kiss and shit.
Dude, I dress up. Let me guess. Peter Criss?
I'm Gene Simmons.
Paul Stanley. I'm a Paul Stanley guy.
I got the tongue.
That's true. Let me see it.
Ah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You demon, you. Anyway, we're going to fucking catch him. We're going to find out what the fuck he's got going on here. You think he's filming like sex videos or something?
I don't know. Hey, you told me to come down here, not the other way around, dude. Why are you out here at night in the first place?
Look, I've just been noticing some stuff around the store.
Okay.
It's weird. Okay,
let's go check it out.
All right, I got my keys here. All right.
Holy shit, that's a lot of keys.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. He's gonna hear us. All right.
What the fuck are you guys doing in here?
Fuck.
What are you doing? Why the fuck are you in here right now?
What?
Shut the fuck up.
Stop talking.
What the fuck is going? What the fuck
why are you in here?
Stop talking and tell me why you're here.
Why do you have a fucking fog machine?
I told you to stop talking.
It's fucking cool.
Why are you in?
He told me to come here.
Look at his jammies.
Yeah.
Okay. What is going on? I know something's up.
It's not stand-up comedy.
No, I gave that shit up.
You shouldn't. You're really good at it.
Thank you.
Why did you keep the puppets though?
Shut the fuck up, Kron.
Listen. It's a gig economy.
A what?
It's a gig economy. Everybody's got to hustle, goddammit.
So this is like a side.
I figured out everybody is not getting enough sleep. But the other thing, too, is people watch other people do stuff now, right? We watch people unbox stuff. We watch people play video games. We listen to podcasts where other people watch other movies.
Wait a minute.
Okay?
People are watching you fucking sleep in here.
Not just me. I got a whole fleet of people in here getting sleep, and I live stream it, and people watch it. I'm making a fucking killing.
This is a fucking sleep camp.
Yes.
Why is there a fog machine?
It's a fucking humidifier that somebody peed on. All right, that guy's not here anymore.
It does smell kind of weird.
It does whisper, God damn it.
It smells fucking weird in here.
I know. Do you have any idea how fucking hard I gotta work to clean this place up from fucking piss? Because all these fucking hobos and shit.
Dude, these people are paying to watch fucking unhoused people sleep.
I'm making a fucking killing. It's fucking crazy. But shut the fuck up. If you wake them up, I'm fucked.
Sorry, guys. I had to take a piss real bad, so I just pissed.
I thought I got a little foggier in here.
Kron, I gotta tell you, your fucking onesie is incredible, dude. We can get 4 or 5 followers just on that alone.
Okay. I want a cut.
Yes. All these people get a cut.
You're paying these people?
Yeah. I'm fucking honest, dude. They get 80% of the take.
Okay.
They're doing all the work. I just film it. Why is that so hard?
Kron, does that thing have the butt thing where you unbutton it and your butt comes out?
It fucking better not. we got a guy in here that fucking seeks that shit out. Okay.
No, I don't have one of the. Can you tell I just pissed through my fucking onesie, dude?
That's for your butt, not your wee-wee.
Yeah, but none of this shit on buttons, dude, is so complicated.
Your feet are drowning in piss now. Mm-hmm. Your stream didn't purchase the fabric.
It's airtight.
Yeah.
That's a good fabric.
Yeah.
That's a good fabric.
Fucking sloshing around in here.
That's a good fabric.
But you guys gotta go. Come back in a few hours.
No, I'm fucking hyped right now. I can't fucking leave. What are you talking about? Can we just...
You're bringing the energy up. How are these people supposed to sleep?
They haven't fucking moved. They're probably fucking high.
If they fucking wake up and they see your fucking super attractive ass, they're gonna be all confused. I said it. You're
Thank you
fucking
for that comment.
attractive.
Thank you for that comment.
I'm funny and you're attractive.
You're attractive as well and you're funny.
Just let us stay and watch and piss everywhere. That's all we want to do.
No, we're not doing piss videos.
Pissing.
We're not doing piss videos.
I'm pissing again.
It's the humidifier. It has to be.
Yeah, I know. It's
all right.
Up.
Well, we'll just sit back in the back, have some bathroom beers, and we'll watch a flick. How about that?
It better be fucking quiet. You understand?
We'll put it on like level 6 volume.
Okay. I'll see you later, and I love you both.
Don't put it on surround though, because then the music will be too loud compared to the talking voices.
We don't have surround. Do we have surround?
No, but if you choose the option, it fucks up the sound.
We have one speaker that I broke in half. It's technically surround sound.
That's right. I love you
enjoy
too.
your movie. I love you guys.
Too.
I'm sorry I had to find out like this.
So we're rich, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I gotta go check the internet connection.
You do that. Kron, let's go. Did you really piss yourself?
I am currently pissing.
Okay. Because this week on 5 Day Rentals, it's Mute Witness. Welcome back to 5 Day Rentals, everybody. We are the video store podcast where each week we take turns picking a flick that we think meets a fun, non-genre category. And this round's category is called Cat and Mouse. And we're kicking off season 2 here with a little film called Mute Witness from 1995, directed by Mr. Anthony Waller. I'm Laundry Dan. I'll be taking you through this this cat and mouse movie here, back and forth. It's a good time. I can't do it alone, okay, folks? And back from the long summer break is the two best co-hosts that anybody could have. Kron, Howard, and Bones. How are you, fellas? Looking sunburned, looking refreshed. And look at those guns. They're amazing. Not your muscles. You actually have guns.
Guess who's back?
Guys.
Back again. Bones
Guys,
is
Kron.
back. Tell your
Kron.
friends.
Kron here. Big announcement right up top. In solidarity with the Writers Union, I have stopped taking notes for this podcast.
You have a movie next week.
Welcome aboard, Kron.
They're not writing. I'm not writing.
Why the fuck? We should have been on vacation till the strike was over.
If you watch the movie enough times, you don't need to write anything down.
Mm-hmm.
It is really just like 3 big chases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a perfect movie for Dan to go beat by beat with physical descriptions of your protagonist.
I got like 28 pages of notes.
Not their look. Don't take me wrong. She's an attractive lady, but I'm saying...
Did you already...
I
it's
fucked
season
up already.
2.
God
and
damn
we already have to apologize.
already came out creepy. Damn it.
guys, season 2. Are you excited? Are we going to be rusty tonight?
I missed it, man. I missed my weekly check-in with my dudes. You know, having a routine is nice, and it got a little lonely on a few of those Thursday nights.
Am I looking forward to it, Dan? I'm rock hard right now, so yeah, I think so.
I can see that. Half of your screen is your massive hog.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
a lot
that's
of it
what we're
was.
supposed to
I thought that was
say.
the gun.
Well,
I'm impressed, dude.
I think a lot of the reason was when Bones described that sexy lady in this movie.
Damn it.
So we're 10 minutes in. We've already got a
I said attractive, by the way. I didn't say sexy. I would say that
sexist
she's
comment
not sexy.
and a huge hog. Yeah.
Is that what you edited
We're
it down
back.
to?
Yes.
Can't wait to hear the cut.
Fair play. Fair play. I'll
And
edit that
Kron,
out.
I never knew you weren't cut.
Well, it adds 12 inches.
Jesus. How long does it take you to clean that thing?
I just do it once a week. It's too much. It's too much trouble.
Do you just like put the tip around the hose faucet and just wash it out that way?
Blows up like a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I hook it up to the spigot outside and turn it on full blast.
If you tie the tip of it and watch yourself like a water balloon, you got a fun summer activity.
Oh, it's a good time.
Do you squirt some Dawn in it before?
No. You
What does
squirt
that do?
Dawn into your penis? Fucking weirdo.
Do you put Dawn in a water
I'm the
balloon?
weirdo. I mean,
If you're trying to burn people's eyes, you do.
I guess, yeah.
if you want an interesting way to clean a duck that's covered in oil,
Oh, fuck yeah. If that gives me permission to just peg some fucking ducks with water balloons, sign my ass up.
it's way quicker. Folks, we are in season 2. The category is cat and mouse. The first movie's Mute Witness. Gentlemen, had you ever seen Mute Witness?
No. This movie's been really hard to find forever. So it's like, I think the DVD was out of print and then it never streamed anywhere as far as I know. Recently got
you are
announced
correct,
for like Blu-ray and streaming, but before then it was really hard to find.
Oh, so we could have waited.
At the time that I came up with this, I did not know that news existed.
Yeah.
And we still don't have a date, so
Yeah.
Well, my pre-planned response to that was a mid-90s Russian slasher movie set in the world of snuff films. No, I didn't seek this out. This wasn't on my radar.
but were you like, yeah, it's Dan.
This does has some has stage fright vibes to it, but later half feels almost Cronish. So
I can see that.
yeah,
It's a real blend of 5-Day Rentals, this opening movie for season 2.
had you watched it before you picked it, Dan, or was it just on your radar? Wanted to bring it.
I watched this when it probably came on VHS. I remember the case at the video store. And it had been years. And yeah, I picked it up on DVD and watched it and was like, yeah, definitely. We'll definitely have this movie on the podcast. And I decided on Cat and Mouse, and I said, you know what? Mute Witness, let's do it.
Right on.
All right.
Do we want to take this opportunity to explain the new Rate My Letterbox working before we get into it?
I guess. Yeah, we have a change. Bones, you can probably explain it better than I can.
I will try, but thanks, buddy. Rate My Letterboxd will now be specific to the selector of said movie. So we will continue tracking our points But in an effort to loosen some mid-breakdown discussion and dissection and opinion, at the start of the show, the two hosts who did not bring the movie to the show or will not be leading the plot, they will make their selection for what the leader of the episode would rate this show. So, for example, Dan, you're leading this bad boy off. You're going to say, guys, rate my Letterboxd, and Kron and I are going to go head-to-head in this episode to try to earn our points. So I'm going to lock myself in right now. I'm going to say Dan gives this bad boy a 3.5.
Wow. I guess it's time to play the Red Square's favorite game. Dan, I'm going to give you a 3.5.
Wow.
And rate my Letterboxd.
So what's up in the air is if you would like to try to guess at the end of the show what Kron and I would respectively rate this based on our subjectivity throughout the episode, I say by all means. And Kron, you and I, we can exchange as well. But the only points that matter are Kron and I trying to figure out what Dan's is. So it might be a little confusing, but I think it frees Kron and I up this episode to sort of give our opinion, which has been something that I've discussed all through season 1. This was not at all fucking dictated by somebody's nice, eloquated, very sandwiched comment, okay? Maybe slightly.
Maybe a little bit.
But there was going to be an adjustment anyway, but don't freak out that person.
It was on the list, yeah.
Yeah, it was going to happen. But I'm excited for it. I think this is going to free us up quite a bit.
I think it's great because I can go like this. Hey, did you guys like this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I thought it fucking ripped.
Fucking rip them, dude. Ripper.
Did you guys watch that Theo Von Hulk Hogan interview?
No, I haven't got to it yet. But I will.
I didn't know about it.
He sent it to us, Kron.
I threw it in the Discord.
Jesus Christ.
That could have been...
Right off the bat, they bring up Jesse Ventura, and Hulk's like, yeah, he can be a little much, and Theo jokes like, he was on this show, and he spoke for 3 hours, and I maybe spoke for 20 seconds. And he kept saying, I'm going to leave, and then he would talk for 25 minutes more. So it was fun for him to address that.
Sounds like when he comes to our show, yeah.
But goddamn, fucking first 40 minutes, Hogan comes off fucking likable as hell, man. It's fucking agitating.
Maybe he'll be exonerated too.
He's rejuvenated now that he's a Christian.
And he's doing that yoga
organic
instructor.
food.
Yeah,
it's all good now.
He's clean, bro. That's all you got to do. You just get to like forgiven. 70, find Christ, eat clean. You're fucking good.
That should be a shirt. Find Christ, eat clean.
It is. I guarantee you there's a soccer Karen doing CrossFit wearing that shirt right now.
Dan, it says Trump 2024 on the back. So
damn. Fucking sign me up. Gentlemen, are we ready to get into plot?
Yes, mute witness. Let's go.
Mute witness. But before that, I have one other thing to say. I do want to say congratulations, Kron. And that's all I'll say.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
All right. We start off with a young woman. Jesus, we're back. Getting stalked by someone outside her window. Sound familiar? This person quickly moves his way into the apartment.
No, never done that.
You sure?
Well, it's like I forgot my keys and I'm like trying to get her attention.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's worse. Legit. I'll no judgment. This person quickly sneaks into the apartment as the radio announces that a madman has escaped a mental ward and has killed 2 people already. This person...
Bellevue is the name of the mental hospital. And is that the most common hospital name in movies?
Didn't we used to live in an apartment like Bellevue or some shit?
Yeah.
Bad news for you, too. You just got better after you took all those pills. It was a fucking mental
hospital the whole time?
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd catch on to that. All right, this person quickly shuts the radio off. Very smart. And continues to stalk the young woman. This person grabs a large cliche kitchen knife.
Is it smart, though, if you're trying to creep around and
when
somebody's already
noise?
got radio going? Yeah. Use that to your advantage.
I mean, when the radio starts talking about you, though, you kind of like, oh, no, wait, hold on.
And not if you're already there. What's she going to do?
She doesn't know, but you know.
I don't know. There's got to be a... You don't think the Zodiac Killer was cranking off when the TV was talking about him?
Well, we know that. That was his thing, though. Like, that was his thing. He didn't care about the killing. He just wanted the San Francisco Chronicle shit. That's what got him chronically hard.
He could have done something else to get some attention.
Maybe instead of try to solve the case, we should be looking for theater masturbators whenever that movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there was
65-year-old, 6 foot tall,
yeah,
dudes jerking off with both hands.
Who got banned from AMC around that time? That's how you crack this thing wide open.
Are you jerking off because you're watching Zodiac or because the Nicole Kidman promo's on?
Everyone's like, why do I have to sign for my ticket? Like, what? You guys think Nicole Kidman's hot in that? I know Kron does.
Yeah. She looks good in everything, dude.
I prefer 90s Nicole Kidman before all the work. I can't look past the work, you know?
Like her, filmography? Is that what you're talking about?
It's both. No, but it's the... I don't like that, what they're doing to their face, you know? It's a bummer with Cruise, too, because obviously the Botox and stuff hasn't settled, you know?
It doesn't look like it's taking anymore.
No.
I think because after Maverick, it was like, oh shit, dude's old now.
I think Pete Kidman was like Eyes Wide Shut, right?
99. I was going to say 99.
Yeah, that's when she was still looking like real natural, beautiful.
Oh, you said Peak. I thought you said Pete Kidman, like her fucking ugly ass brother.
Oh.
Hello?
I'm just living hanging in that stray.
Pete Kidman here.
You know my sister.
I've seen all the movies multiple times.
Go to the premieres.
I do not close my eyes, if you know what I mean.
I was banned from an AMC during Eyes Wide Shut.
All right, he goes in, gets a cliche kitchen knife as a young lady.
Here I am thinking San Francisco's a progressive town, allowing murder, left-handed jerking.
Some guy named Zodiac.
In Australia, everyone jerks with the left hand. It's all backwards down here. You put the emphasis on the push, if you know what I mean.
Oh, weird.
Pete, how often does Nicole invite you over?
Never.
Well,
that makes sense. I mean,
did you ever hang out with Tom Cruise?
Oh, I loved him.
So you think it was like a mistake that she left him?
Mm-hmm. I used to have to tell Tom all the things and ways Kidman liked it.
Can you give us an example?
No.
Pete, what'd you have for dinner?
Chipotle.
Is that a different restaurant down there, or? Say, do you guys got Outback Steakhouses?
No.
Probably just a steakhouse out in the Outback.
I think I'm going to leave now.
All right.
It's too early. This seems to be your first episode back.
Yeah, I mean, Anybody can pop in. That's how this thing works.
Somebody else might have been planned, and now this kind of fucks that. So, bye.
What's ever going to get me to 3 hours on this plot? That's how we work. All right, he gets a cliche kitchen knife. He continues to stalk this young lady as she puts on lipstick. We got some good stuff here where she's opening the mirror and it's reflecting him coming at her. He's got some pantyhose on his head. She notices the door's open with some foot stains on the carpet. Footstep stains, I guess. As she closes the door, a dead body falls out. I'm not sure if she was saying Eddie or Honey, but he falls down from behind a coat rack.
Hardy.
Maybe both.
Maybe.
Eddie's or Honey.
Eddie Honey. Eddie Money. Kron, what song does Eddie Money sing?
Too high.
That's
too
a
tall,
plane.
too high.
That's a plane.
Too plain.
We cover a show about it.
Too plain to hula dance.
Okay.
Classic Eddie Money too.
Reword that. Refill. That's like the right sequence. Just refill that.
Refill it.
Like, fucking replace some of the words, but keep that.
Too simple to hula.
Too simple.
Where do people hula?
Hawaii.
Okay, which is considered to be like a what type of place? Like a nice
Island.
place. Okay.
Okay. A little bit more.
And what do you need to get on a plane?
Money.
Okay, and that buys
That's
you
his
what?
name.
A ticket. Ticket to paradise.
How many?
2.
We got there, folks. I think that's my new favorite game. All right. She notices the door's open. She goes to close it. A dead body falls out from behind a coat rack. She rushes in to dial the cops. The killer approaches with the knife and stabs her multiple times on the bed. He slowly starts to walk away and take his pantyhose off his head. The young woman gets up and knocks over a table. The killer lights up a cigarette. Well, he's trying to light up a cigarette, and another hand comes in and lights it up for him. So obviously something's going on. Our young victim, she continues to fall all over every piece of furniture in the apartment. More people start to appear and are laughing and watching as this lady continues to have an extended death scene. We get our title here, Mute Witness. It's clear that we are on the set of a horror movie being filmed. We continue to pan across.
Somebody's a De Palma fan.
Yep.
Who would have thought? Was that your guys' first thought?
Yeah, once it became clear it was like a movie, I was like, it's a blowout riff, right? Like,
Yeah. It's pretty obvious within the first few seconds what you're. Also, when you read the fucking film synopsis, that doesn't help. But I will say the cigarette lighting and like the reveal that there's like 4 different guys sitting next to each other, like they keep expanding that frame, is a cool reveal. But the overall extended death scene thing doesn't play. I know you need it for later, but what director is going to sit there and just let you fucking trash a set for a shot you're not going to use, you know?
Yeah, until the film runs out.
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's even, doesn't he say like, you're doing too much?
Afterwards.
Yeah. But
It's like every fucking yell cut, dude. I mean, what do you
you're
want?
the director. We continue to pan across the movie set while the crew laughs and the actors continue to fall all over the place dying. As the pan continues, we meet our sisters, Billy and Karen. Karen tells Billy that the cameraman has the hots for her. We also kind of notice here that Billy cannot speak, hence the title of our movie, Mute Witness. The camera finally stops rolling and the actress finally dies. Andy, our director here, he calls cut. He's clearly frustrated with the actress. He explains that he didn't mean trash the whole fucking set. He just said extend it a little more. You're a victim. Get stabbed and die. That's all I need. We want to see the blood. We learned that Billy is doing the special effects on this movie. Billy shows our killer here how to spray the fake blood out of his knife.
They make it seem like it's fucking rocket science to squeeze a bag of blood in your armpit. Like, that seems like you would have done that before the first take, right?
Yeah, you would have already went over this with him. So Billy's pretty much doing a shitty job at her job. But she can't talk, though. Did any of you guys go through this movie and they kind of do it in the movie to where she's like, no, I can hear, I just can't talk. Did you think, though, that she was like deaf as well?
I did when like later on we get a bathtub scene with her, and I had totally forgot, and it's very calm and there's music, and I was even thinking to myself like, well, if I was doing this, I think I would have this quiet because she can't hear anything. And then I had to remind myself like, oh no, she can hear, you fucking idiot. Like, but they even address it coming up, right? Her sister even calls people out for saying,
yeah, when the lady transfers in Russian, she's like, she can hear you. You don't have to yell.
Yeah, I think maybe at the very, very beginning, I thought that could be a possibility, but it is like, it's like someone talks to her and her sister is like, she can hear you. So I think they established pretty early on. I kind of like how they do it too, where it's just like, they just kind of show you that she can't speak, you know, like they don't have anyone come over and be like, can you hear me? You know, like some dumb kind of like.
But can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
This is speaking for me, more in my life, I've had more interaction with deaf people who are more likely to not, even though they can speak and produce some sound, more often than not that they do not. You know, I can't recall a time where I've met somebody who's mute but could hear. So I think most people probably just assume if they're not talking, that's why.
I don't know if I've ever met anybody mute.
Yeah, I don't think I had, like, that can hear but cannot speak. I don't know if I've ever met someone.
Lightning Jack. Remember Cuba Gooding Jr. and Lightning Jack? He was mute.
Is that with Clint?
No, that's with Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, that's right. I wonder if he knows Pete Kidman.
We'll never know.
Grew up together.
Pete's never coming back.
We'll see. I wrote down Pete Kidman as a category, so only time will tell.
All right, Billy shows our killer here how to squirt his fake blood out of the knife. We also learned that they are filming in Russia, and there is a language barrier, of course. Billy can't speak. We've already established that. A Russian crew member informs Andy that they need a day to reset the set because the actress there just fucked it all up. But he wants to get one more shot in before the day ends.
Yeah, it's Billy magic hour. You gotta push through.
6 o'clock.
Listen, she's already trashed the place. You just pick up an insert of her falling from underneath that shelf, right? Just a quick shot of her coming down, then cut over. You can splice that shit together. You don't need to reshoot the entire thing. You followed her, right? Or add some kineticism to it and quickly cut her bouncing around into those things. Right? Maybe throw an insert of him looking like he's throwing her. You can leave the place trash. You can pick this up. Okay? I'm learning a fucking ton from Friedkin, by the way. That fucking audiobook is incredible. He is an incredible storyteller. So.
I haven't started it yet. I started reading a John Carpenter book, though, and that's been pretty good. So.
Oh, hell yeah. If anybody's interested, I will share somebody has the audiobook up in parts on YouTube, and that's how I've been listening. So I know
for Freakin'?
Yeah. I know.
I gave it to you.
I know you gave it to me, but it's substantially easier to listen to it on YouTube. Yes. Without downloading it all and putting it in, because it's not broken out by chapter or anything.
Yeah.
Well, the one
YouTube
we
at
got,
least remembers where I'm at.
the one I got is like 6 minutes for each thing, and then you got to go to the. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right, Billy gets some blood from her special effects box here. Nobody's getting into that box. It's hers.
I mean, you can't write keep out on something. I'm going to look first chance I get.
That's the first thing I'm going for.
That is so stupid.
The camera guy helps her out, and they each give
Who's
each other
stealing fake blood? What purpose would that serve?
I would as soon as I got the box open. Don't tell me to keep out of something. I'm opening it and I'm taking
what's ever in there. Billy adds a little sugar to the actress's fake blood so it tastes better. Billy notices the lighting guy is talking to her from up on the lighting.
I would be method. I would
canopy.
want blood that didn't taste good. You know, I would want to feel a little bit of anguish.
Yeah,
put a bunch
of
of
sugar.
Put a bunch of iron in there.
Yeah. I don't want to be
taking the
fucking
sugar.
Ledger jokering the whole time. Licking my lips and
Fucking slurping that blood up off the floor.
Get the wet mouth when you're trying to die.
I'm trying to be dead here.
But goddamn, Billy,
It's like bug juice or something.
what is that? A mixture of Splenda and Raw?
It's like
Billy.
cornstarch and grenadine. It's like pure sugar over here in Russia.
The lighting guy
Fructose corn syrup at all.
is talking to Billy, and the translator says to make use white so it looks more like a dead body. It's kind of a creepy little scene. They try to get the shot, but the studio shuts down for the night. Billy, Andy, and Karen, they all head out to the parking lot, but Billy has forgot the head that they need for, is it Monday or is it the next day? It sounds like they're leaving for the weekend.
I hope so, because you don't pound all that chili expecting to get to work early the next day, man.
That's a great point.
So Billy remembers the fake head, and she has to go back into the building to get it. Karen's kind of like, well, we'll go with you. But Andy's like, I'm fucking hungry. Like, she's fine. Karen is kind of an overprotective sister. We'll get to know Andy. He is what he is. Billy signs that she will be fine and heads up, and everybody leaves. We cut to Billy finding the mask in the studio that she needs, and she heads for the door, or she hears the door slam.
Does she find the mask she needs? Because I thought the guy had the mask on.
Oh, was that the mask? Because it shows a mask, but I guess she does put it down.
I thought that's why she kept like walking around looking for it, because the one she needed is the one that the guy is wearing in the part we're about to get to.
I guess I never noticed that. I thought it was just that green one. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got the 2 mask thing, right? Because we'll get there.
Billy hears a door slam and looks out the window and notices that the groundskeeper for the studio is already locking up. She tries to get his attention, but it's no luck.
I think he heard her, but he was just like, it's fucking Friday. You're on your own.
I'm going to drink. We cut to Andy fucking up dinner at Karen and they're in Andy's place. The phone rings. It's Billy.
Okay.
She taps out.
Go ahead.
What song is that guy listening to as he's cooking chili?
It is
I looked for it today, but
some Russian punk song.
It sounds like a Russian sound-alike of Fight for Your Right to Party.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
it's the Russian Beasties.
Yeah, it's like you have to demand the authority to party or something. I mean, it's like close enough that you can figure out what they're doing, but still very Russian.
They're saying party a lot.
Russians fucking party, bro. Okay.
I believe it.
Last season, I would ask a lot of questions to try to be relatable, right? Like, hey, do you guys feel this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to keep leaning into that because I got to connect to humanity a little bit more. It's been rough. When you guys are doing something and listening to loud music and kind of in the zone, right? Whether it's you're cooking or cleaning and you have the music kind of turned up and you slowly start to crank it because you're kind of enjoying the vibe. And for some reason, you need to turn it down quickly, right? Like the phone rings or your wife starts talking to you or something and you have to turn it down. Do you have this moment of like malaise, like where you almost feel dumb? I don't know how to describe this, but there's something about like the joy that you feel like turning that up and being into it and then having to turn it off really fat. It always makes me embarrassed or sort of upset.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, it just makes me mad because I'm like in the zone having a good time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you got to like be like, what? What the fuck do you want?
You ruined the song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shaun of the Dead kind of references that, like when Ed's driving the car and they throw in that cassette and they turn the shit up and he's like, you know, driving all badass and shit. And Sean's mom is like, it is a little loud. And he's like, oh, sorry. And they turn it down. Like there is this like vibe that sort of like, what a bummer. There's something about it that makes it seem like, oh, I'm in a really good mood, but the rest of the world is
fucking my shit up.
Being a boner right now. And it's like, oh shit. Like I'm sort of embarrassed by it. I don't know. It makes me feel the same way like when you're riffing with somebody and maybe you go too far and people are like, oh dude, that's not cool. Like I have that same internal shit. I just want to die. So
there you go, bringing up abortion again. That's too far.
Oh, you fucking know I'm rocking out to Russian punk music when I abort.
It's the only shit I
hard
listen
to party with this fucking
you got it.
Burden.
The phone rings. It's Billy tapping out a message, but Andy can't hear because the music's too loud. Karen asked...
He's also got that whole chili operation going on that he needs to focus on.
What a fool.
I don't think he knows how to cook.
You get one crock pot, you got everything you need to make chili. I mean,
he's doing a lot of stuff there, and it's like, what are you doing?
Obviously, he's got every burner going, like a sink full of dishes already.
We find out he's obviously a rich kid, right?
Yeah.
So my guess is maybe one night at his frat, he made chili. It was somehow decent, and people were like, hey, this is pretty good. So he's just leaned into like, chili's my thing, and I wing it every time, and it's always good. I guarantee you that chili is shit. So
there's a person at work today. They were like, yeah, I think I'm going to make chili for dinner. I was like, it is 100 degrees outside.
That's always what I think. If people tell me they're making chili in the summer, it's like fucking drive into the side of a building.
I love a chili in summer. You just add a little bit extra water, make it a little runnier.
Sloppy chili?
Mm-hmm.
No, I make my chili's thick, dude. I could flip the bowl over like it's a blizzard.
Well, that's a summertime chili or a wintertime chili.
You're making a winter and a summer, dude. You got to add some water to that shit.
Mm-hmm. I don't water down my chili.
You got to hydrate, bro.
Fuck that.
Throw some veggie stock.
Karen asked Andy about the phone call.
Like a fucking blizzard.
It's ready. I can't swallow this.
Have you guys seen the clip of Trump asking what the fuck a blizzard is at Dairy Queen?
I think, yeah.
He had no fucking idea. And somebody spliced Biden getting one and holding it upside down like he was an absolute fucking pro.
The world we live in.
It's not an endorsement either way, but goddamn. One is a little bit more relatable, right?
I feel like Trump should know what a blizzard is, though.
Yeah,
I mean, he seems like he loves the fucking fish delight and shit.
Well,
So.
yeah, he calls a fish fillet a fish delight. So he probably just says, "Give me the thickie" or something. You know, he doesn't know that it's a blizzard.
That's true. He probably has some stupid ass name he made up for it.
He seems like it's 9 p.m. and I want a blizzard. Like type of guy.
I think he's also too lazy to like spoon. Like he probably wants a milkshake at 9:30, right?
He lets it melt like for a little bit and just drinks it.
He's probably like, I got to get the taste of this hooker's piss out of my mouth.
All right, Karen asked Andy about the phone call, and he said it was she says it could have been Billy, and hopefully she calls back. They both play phone tag with each other, Billy and Karen, and they get the busy signal. Meanwhile, Billy starts hearing noises in the studio and goes to check them out. She hears people talking. She continues to move through the building and check out the elevator. But as she's doing this, the phone rings and it's Karen. Andy has completely destroyed any dinner hopes by this point. I think the pan even breaks into the trash can at this moment.
He says we're eating out to himself, right?
Yeah. He dumps a whole thing of spice into like into a skillet or something.
What a absolute fucking... That's just a spit in the face of the Russian people who are fucking lining up around the block to get a
American
spoonful
chili.
of paprika.
Yeah.
And
Billy taps out that she's okay and she's going to be on her way, that she found the mask. Billy makes her way down to the exit. Yeah, didn't she say that she found it, Kron?
I thought it was the other mask, the one that the guy's wearing.
I mean, that sounds cooler. She makes her way to the exit, but she notices some men filming something, what looks like a pornographic movie. Billy is clearly uncomfortable with this, and she just tries to make her way past without being seen.
she's a little sweet on it at first, actually.
I mean,
Like
she's curious
she
of what's going on.
Smiles, and she's like, "Oh, okay." Like she's a little cool. There's a little window where she's
She's like, this
down.
probably shouldn't be going on, but, this isn't my country, and yeah whatever,
Who is she to say anything?
Maybe this is what they do
shit.
here. That's a good one.
That's the last one. That's unfair.
No, it's not. The cameraman from earlier is the one filming this movie. Billy gets past.
That's good that he's consistent, right? That he practices on his time off.
You got to think. I mean, you got to make your way up, I wouldn't put this on my resume, but, it's experience.
He's probably
Billy
got two different resumes, I would think.
Don't put this on LinkedIn.
Which CV would you like to see?
The Russian propaganda or snuff? Keep fighting, Ukraine. Billy gets past, but the man having intercourse
We're doing
with
this
this
for
woman
you guys.
starts. We had like a good chunk of downloads from Iran, and thank you, I guess. I don't know if we should.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I mean, I might be pulling this out of my ass, but doesn't that part of the world have like the highest rate of fucking porn downloads?
Yeah, I think that's
Like the Middle East region is like they are keeping porn up in fucking ad revenue.
Business. All right, Billy gets past this man.
They are paying for premium over there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I got to get that oil money, dude.
Kron, how much is premium?
I don't know.
Good answer.
He's just so rich. It's on that black card, baby.
Yeah.
He gives a shit. Accountant pays it.
Yeah, dude. I don't even look at the statements.
He's like, I haven't seen nothing but premium. I wouldn't know what regular is.
I boot up my laptop. I got Touch ID. Pfft, who gives a fuck?
Ad free, baby.
Bro, I have all the Angela White films, dude. Full. Like our.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Is that season 2's Lisa Ann? Because
Yes.
I think I'm a few eras behind.
Look her up this evening. Billy gets past this man, but the man having intercourse with this woman starts getting very violent with the woman. And he ties her up and starts stabbing her with a knife. Billy locks eyes with this woman as she's being stabbed. Billy screams, but nothing comes out. When I lube my lips, it's just a bunch of gibberish.
It was interesting. Jesus. It was interesting that she still tried to cover her mouth. Like instinctually, then her hand went up like that.
There's kind of a cool thing where like the one lady is screaming, but the shot is of Billy, who we know can't vocalize.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a weird,
That was pretty cool.
Looks like she's screaming, even though we know it's not her.
I think it helps with everything that's going on. But she's also very smart, I think. She's not your average, like, dumb lady being chased
You
by a
saying
killer.
the average lady's dumb, Dan?
You've already...
Hey, if only the
You've already
odds
muddied
could
the water?
talk, huh?
I mean, I didn't say that. I said
What
they
you're
couldn't-
saying is
just
the
couldn't
average
drive.
slasher woman is presented in
Yes.
a way that is not always in a highly intelligent, right? And it works against, and it does not do that gender any favors. And this movie does the opposite, and it is good. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it is her disability which keeps her sort of in the struggle. And it's an interesting take on it.
I think it's a, it's a one-up for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because if any other person would go through this, they would scream when a bag dropped from the fucking elevator shaft into the bottom of it. Yeah, somebody would have, any person would have screamed when that shit happened.
Yeah.
Then you're found and then you're dead. In Russia. With love. Billy slowly, I beat Bones to the 007 joke.
Oh, darn.
That's what season 2 is all about, folks. Fucking fire. Billy slowly backs
I'm
away.
fucking over it. I'm not bringing Bond to season 2.
I have a Bond category.
Oh, thank God.
Why'd you get excited then?
What? I couldn't lie like that. Oh, thank God I didn't have to keep that up.
It's the biggest fucking facade I ever.
What a fucking relief. Holy shit.
Billy slowly backs away, trying not to knock over anything, and everything is there in her way. Lighting, all kinds of shit. She almost gets away, but she knocks over a little table and a purse, and the camera guy hears this and takes a look. Billy hides, but the man keeps coming. The chase is on, y'all. She runs up the stairs and goes into the hallway as the man, he turns on the lights. What a smart move.
Best shot of the movie is that fucking wide
Hallway.
shot where that stairway is on the left and that corner is about in your third frame, and you see her come up those stairs down that hallway, and she just makes it out of the way when he turns on the lights.
Yeah.
That was an incredible shot.
There's a lot of... So it's like that, and you take that by itself, and it's not a very long scene, but they've strung together like 4 of those, where it's like a very near miss, and it looks more impressive than it actually is, because it's like, well, they cut there, they cut there, they cut there, but just with you being in the movie, it's like, damn, like they are like, this movie is masterful of like, kind of having these near misses, and I don't know, it looks... Just the way they've like put that together is awesome.
And it being better exemplifies how purposely bad the beginning, like movie within a movie was. So like that sort of like fun play on the De Palma, but this is like solid suspense. Yeah. I think it flips on you and you're like, oh shit, okay, this thing knows what it's doing.
Yeah, they do kind of a cool thing too, where like the beginning of this movie, like it is shot differently than the rest of the film. Like once you're out of that fake movie, it has like a different kind of like the camera movements are different, the angles are different. Like, so I don't know. I thought that was cool too, that they made the beginning so, you know, kind of cheesy, hokey, you know, bullshit. And then, yeah, you get to this part and it's like, oh shit, man, this like whoever's making this kind of has a sense for what they're doing.
I think the soundtrack as well, or sound effects. I think it works. All right, she sees the sign for the stairwell as the man starts checking each of the rooms as she's hiding. The man knows someone is in there and starts speaking. Billy remains hidden by a Coke, or on the side of a Coke machine, soda machine, whatever. The man checks another room and Billy smashes a key box in to get into the stairwell.
When this is over, she's going to have to answer to the Coca-Cola Corporation.
Well, I just kept thinking, like, just leave the building. You don't need that commemorative nuclear missile key. I get that they're littered all over Russia, but just go.
It's the key to the door, Kron.
I know.
Kind of the opposite. I would just kept yelling, like, fucking stay. Just find a spot and stay. Stay on the side of that fucking elevator shaft. Just stay in a spot.
Seemed like there was a lot of places to hide in there.
Yeah.
For a while, I thought the entire movie was going to be this. Like,
Same.
we were just going to be in this building with Billy trying to get away from these two guys. And I was in for it. I was like, oh shit, if they keep this up for like an hour, 15, because you got the beginning, I was like, this would be incredible if it's just like, we are in this one building with these three people.
Yeah, I was playing that scenario in my head, like, okay, her sister shows up and they kill one of them, or they kill Andy, and then she's with her, and it, she has to work something out and back. Like, so I thought the exact same thing. So the fact that it expands is to me was a benefit. So I don't disagree that I wouldn't have been down for it, but I appreciate that we do get through this.
I feel like this part is really exciting, and you get kind of a lull in the middle, and then it goes like full on bonkers at the end of the film. So it is fun, like where this ends up. But yeah, the first 30 minutes, I was like, damn, this is just going to be like a one location kind of like, cat and mouse the entire time.
Doesn't this feel weird as hell to be 50 minutes in and like talking all nicely about a movie? And God damn, I'm like freer than when nice. I like was like, I didn't have to hide the Bond.
Dude, put your shirt back on.
No, it's fucking hot here, dude. It's fucking 101 degrees here today. But the planet is on fire.
We'll be all right.
I need a blizzard stat.
The man is now speaking English, saying that he can explain what is happening, but Billy makes a mad dash for it. The man notices that the key box is broken. There's also a little bit of blood on it as well. And he runs into the stairwell. Billy hides behind a curtain. The man notices some shoes sticking out. He goes and pulls the curtain, but of course it's just some wardrobe shoes, shit ton of them. Billy's already moved into the next room.
Just
fucking
real quick,
E.T.'s in there wearing a fucking hat.
Do you think that snuff film is going to have like 20 extra minutes on the end of it, where it's just a shot of a body in a bed?
Yeah, because they're not editing that, right? Like,
yeah, I mean,
they left the shit rolling.
Yeah.
Is something going to happen? I mean, you kind of know when they bust, right?
It's just like with any
though. I mean,
it's like with any movie though. You check the time and be like, "Oh, it's 20 minutes left."
This fucking movie sucks.
You think they do ADR for that, or are they getting fucking on-set sound?
It's definitely on set.
Okay.
Why would you? It seems like it's such a limited.
Boom.
It seems like it's such a limited market, and you like the cleanup has to be insane. I mean, you can't. The margins have to be so thin on snuff.
Oh, I disagree. I think
you don't have snuff criterion.
I disagree. I think the margin.
I guess they are selling. They're selling it to like one guy.
The
so
human
I guess
cost is quite high, but the shit. All right.
She goes back into the hallway, but has to slide into another stairwell because a man opens the door and comes into the hallway. But as she does, the other man comes running up the stairs, and she gets out of view just in the nick of time. Our two goons here, they meet up and talk while Billy moves into the elevator shaft. She climbs down, but one of the men look into the window of the elevator shaft, right on top of her now. Billy quickly bolts the elevator door as one of the guys is trying to open it. Like I said, going back to, she's very smart through this whole chase. Billy locks the bolt from the elevator door, but when it's trying to be open, but Billy slips here, and the key that she got drops into on top of the elevator. Billy's trying to hold on, but she ends up falling onto, or not falling, but she manages to climb down on the top of the elevator. Billy sees the key and makes her way through the elevator and back into the shaft of the elevator, like the bottom of it, to get the key. But as she does this, one of the men comes from around the corner.
Fucking Emilio just laying there all impaled and shit.
And drops a black plastic bag, which falls to the bottom of the elevator shaft. Billy hides and watches as more bags are tossed. And hold on. As they're throwing the trash bags in, the key gets wiped down into the shaft as well. I'm saying shaft a lot. As soon as they clear out, Billy heads down.
Your notes are a real Rorschach test, aren't they?
Damn. So the key gets pushed in as they're throwing the bags in, and then Billy heads down into the shaft to get the key. All right. Once down there, she starts going through all the trash, but gets scared again as another bag falls. She quickly hides under all the bags as the men hear something, and they shine a flashlight down, and we get a nice bloody head in one of the bags from the victim, the lady from earlier. Billy finds the key, heads back up the elevator shaft, but the door's locked. Just then, one of the men come back and grab a bag, and this lets Billy out of the elevator shaft.
See, I've played enough video games that I think I would take the head. I feel like this is going to come in handy later, right? Like,
well,
prove for a puzzle or something, you know?
It was like shining on the ground, so you kind of...
It indicates you can interact.
Key item. I mean...
I tried to take the head, but it was just a viper. It got me.
You got to remember where they're at, dude. That'll fuck your flow.
Damn it. She gets out of the elevator shaft. She hides, but steps on a piece of wood, which just gets the attention of one of the guys. Billy manages to escape.
I'm stepping on my wood all the time.
It comes up and pops her in the face like a fucking
rake.
Depression-era comic.
It's got a bloody nose and shit. She escapes back into the building, but just as she gets...
Is that Death Wish 3 where he makes the one that fucking slams into the dude and the teeth get stuck in it? Yeah.
Wildy.
Okay. I was waiting for it. Just as she steps into the hallway, all the lights in the building come on. Smart move. Billy makes a mad dash for the door, but the men finally spot her, and the chase is on. Billy heads up the lighting rig and back into the hallway with both men in full pursuit. Our music intensifies here, and Billy finally reaches the door.
this building.
It's a studio.
It is a massive warehouse where they have converted it into filming space.
There are fucking hallways in this that look like Alien 3, man. Like, it doesn't make... I guess it's probably just a cheap, empty warehouse that they set up to film in.
Yeah, they
Right.
did film in Russia, so minus one scene.
No, I just mean within the logic of the movie. Like, what prompted them to want to shoot there? But
Cheap space
Yeah.
is what I would guess. Is this chase where they go into all those crazy like rack focuses? Where it's like zooming out or, panning in and zooming out at the same time? There's like a quick cut of like 4 or 5 of those in a row.
where they do the dun 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 dun.
It's like
Like
they're
they
back
do
in
in
that. They're back in that hallway where all the lights come on, and there's like all these crazy.
I think this might be it,
Okay.
or maybe it's.
I guess I'm thinking of their like the facial reactions, like when that victim dies and it goes like dun 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 and zooms in on her, and then we
There
get
are
that
a
at
few
the
of
end.
those.
But what you're asking about, I'm not recalling, Kron. Sorry.
Yeah, there's like a cool little, like the Jaws, like zoom in and pull out kind of thing.
I think and it hits whenever she hits she pushes through the door.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's
you
like
might be
right
right
as she
there.
gets through that door. They do it.
Oh, I always forget how they do that. Like, so they push the camera in, but they zoom out, and
Yeah, I
it creates
can't-
that sort of floaty effect.
I can't remember which way it goes, but
Yeah.
it's like they do the two opposite directions at the same time, and it gives it like this weird pull kind of effect.
Yeah, it's weird. I've never done anything like that with a camera. Usually, I'm just set up at like the foot of a bed, so I don't get to do a lot of movement stuff yet.
Yeah, I'm just filming my golf swing. That's all I do.
Yeah, and you've got that weird mask on.
No, shut up,
You're
Kron.
yelling the margins are great.
Shut the fuck up. Billy finally reaches the door, and just as she does, she slams the key in. But in this moment, she gets hit from behind as the door opens. They push her. She falls over the railing and into a trash can filled with some old film canisters. Billy's vision goes blurry, and all of a sudden we hear Karen's voice. I want to talk to your manager. Get it?
Can you imagine what that fucking dumpster full of old film reels would be worth right now?
Super flammable.
People would fucking nut like crazy over those.
Tarantino? Pfft. Nut.
Yeah, all these
Scorsese?
crazy,
Nut.
all these crazy Russian films no one's ever seen before.
It's probably all just War and Peace. That's how long that fucking movie is.
It's just War and Peace. That's all the reels for
Yeah.
War and Peace. Actually, that's all like the first time they shot Oppenheimer. It's 34 miles of IMAX film.
What about the second time? 64 miles.
It's enough film to make a atomic bomb with.
The man he jumps in and gets on top of Billy as Karen's coming in. Man says, hurry up, she slipped. Go get a doctor. But Billy is desperately trying to tell her sister that there's something going on with this guy. He's bad news. Karen goes when Andy gets there, he tells her that she needs to go get an ambulance. Billy sets up, and Karen sees that Billy has a pretty, like, the look of fear in her eyes, pretty much. She can tell that there's something is up on Billy's face. Jesus. And she goes back to her sister. Andy shows up with the groundskeeper. They call the ambulance. Billy tells Karen to call the police and points to the man and signs that he is a murderer. All right, we got a quick cut. Everybody is in the building. The two men are laughing with the police and explaining themselves in Russian. They explain that it was all fake, what Billy saw. They were just filming a movie. Why would we film it if it was a real murder, one of them says. The police ask Billy her side of the story. She explains everything that happened to her. The two guys say they were running some tests for the movie that they were filming. Andy says, well, let's see what's shot. Karen is smart enough to know that if the film is exposed, it'll be useless. So they make sure that they get it to where they can watch the movie. They start digging for the film. Billy notices that one of the guys is reaching for something. And one of the men approaches Andy with a knife and starts stabbing him multiple times. Blood going everywhere. The police are freaking out. The men point at Andy.
Seems like a risky play around a bunch of Russian cops. Like, I don't know if I'd just fake stab somebody.
Like, I get the logic of what they're trying to do, and I do think the film is successful in this is the next thing if you were this situation that you would bring up, right? Like, they hit all these steps, but you fucking lose me on... Because even from, like, these killers, everything that they're saying is smart, right? Like, why would we film this? Why would we do this? This was the... Like, they have a nice excuse for everything. Like you said, these guys are fucking trigger happy. And it's not like he stabs him once. Like, he is just 18 times. It fucking loses me.
He's figured out how to do the blood spray under his arm because it's just like shooting all over the place.
All right. The men point at Andy. Andy reveals that it was a fake knife. The police finally notice this. Billy notices that her blood supply from her box of do not touch stuff is empty, almost empty. Billy shares with Karen that there's a body in the elevator shaft, so they said, let's go check that out. The party heads down there to check it out.
I mean, a little bit, why not just be like, where's the lady then? Like, where's the woman that shot this fake scene? Mm-hmm. Because if we can find her, then it would, seems like that would be the logical question that never gets asked in this scene.
That would be one of the first things, right?
Yeah, I think, like, if you were a real cop, that would be what you would instantly ask.
And I get that you're gonna get to it, that they, they've obviously taken the bags back, but would they be? We obviously see some intelligence from them. Why would they just dump the body down that elevator shaft where they fucking filmed the thing? Like,
yeah, there's people in there throughout the week.
Yeah, you got this fucking old drunk janitor and this dog. That dog's gonna find that.
Well, and there are probably people that just live in this building.
Oh, 100%.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
All right, the cops see the bags. They check it out. They find bloodstained clothes. One of the officers tastes it.
Sorry, I just thinking I answered. Were they dropping it down the elevator shaft so they could just throw it in the boiler later?
I think they could burn it, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
I think because there's kind of like
my
some
own thing then. Yeah.
weird incinerator down there.
Yeah.
Because they do find a skull in there.
So instead of just carrying it, they just dump it down and then pick it up later. Okay.
Earlier on, they did explain that the blood is fake, so it tastes like sugar. So we get a nice little scene of one of the cops wanting to taste the blood. It's kind of funny.
Guzzling it.
Where's the body, the police ask. They can't find it. Billy signs that there was more bags. The men take the cops outside to the other bags.
Well, Jesus, how big was this lady?
Probably the first time that cop ever tasted sugar, huh? Being over there and
for sure. How many hefty bags do you think you are? I'd say you're both 2.
No way.
Really? No.
I'd say, like, without them
I'd
ripping,
say 6.
I'd say 4.
I said hefty, goddammit. This shit's...
You could get an arm and a leg in each bag. Arm and a leg in each bag. Torso, well, for me, waist down in one bag. And then everything else in the 4th.
I'd say 3.
I'd say 4. Me and Dan are 4. Bones, you might be like 6.
Jesus. I'm thinking I'd cut you guys at the elbow. Leave the upper arm to the torso. And cut your legs off. So I'd put forearm and hand with your legs. I'm cutting your knees. I'm splitting your legs at the knees. So I've got 6 pieces in one bag and then just one bag for your torso and head. I think I could get you guys in each in just 2 bags.
Maybe if you sent us the drawings that you've already mocked up, that would help.
I was going to say, we're not the problem. It's the puppet that you're burying that's
my
the problem.
camera 10 degrees to the whiteboard that I have behind me. You know the Anatomy of a Murder movie poster? It's like that. I have... You know when people take like those little... You remember those little brass brads? Those like little push pins that you put in and they like flat when you're in school, and you can make like a little paper guy that like had articulating... you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
To go up and down or whatever. I might not be talking
It's
about
like a push pin, but it has like the two tabs that push
she
through.
goes
then
naked
they fold.
whenever you hit it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, those pins are hot as hell.
You had that pin in high school?
Oh, dude. Why didn't you show me that pin?
I'm going to take a pee break while you guys are talking about that.
That's a great pin. He's really taking a pee break, folks. Was it a blonde or pin or a brunette?
You want to just take a break, Dan?
I'm almost there.
All right, go ahead. We'll
All
cut
right.
this bit.
They can see the head in the bag, but it turns out to be a fake one. The police say they can't do anything at the moment because it was all fake. Billy, Andy, and Karen, they head home, and they discuss what happened as they are heading home. Billy has some flashbacks of the murder. Back at the building, the groundskeeper locks up. He loses his dog, and of course he goes looking for him, and he notices that there's a fire in the furnace, and when he opens it, it's a human skull on fire.
Looks fucking
yeah.
cool as hell, dude.
Well, that's pretty badass looking. He falls backwards and finds his dead dog, and that guy from earlier steps up. We get a great transfer here of Andy cutting into some very raw meat as the groundskeeper's almost being stabbed here.
Yeah, that's a good little cut there. I mean,
Transfer.
yeah.
They're at a steak restaurant there because Andy fucked up dinner, of course. She doesn't know how to fucking complete Taco Tuesday, apparently. Billy signs to Karen. Karen gets mad at Andy because he won't acknowledge the sign language with Billy. Karen explains that the terror was real on the face of the girl that was killed. Back at the building, 2 men have a smoke and they meet with the Reaper. One of the men hand over a bag to him, or one of his goons. The Reaper calls over one of the guys. He asks if it went smoothly. Yes, of course. The Reaper asks again. The man says that they did the job, but the Reaper knows that the police got called. He explains that it was just a girl who thought she seen something that really wasn't true. The Reaper explained that that as long as there's a witness alive, they won't get paid. And he takes off.
Wait, you're going to leave out who the Reaper is.
Who's the Reaper, guys?
Fucking old Ben Kenobi, dude.
Yes. Yes, it is. He's from that movie called Star Trek.
Yep. Episode 4, A New Force.
Yeah. This was actually filmed 10 years before this movie.
What?
Yes.
This was filmed 10 years before Star Wars?
That part was filmed 10 years before Mute Witness. So
this was filmed in 84?
85.
Well, you know, when they say a movie comes out in 95, you assume that it was shot in 94.
Did they shelve
This
this
is
movie?
fucking A24. They're knocking them out.
Andy Waller just said, I have an idea for this movie and you'd be perfect for this one part. And he's like, well, I'm booked up for like the next 18 months or some shit. And he's like, can you do it tomorrow morning, like before you leave? And he's like, yeah, I'll just do it for free as a as a whatever for you. And yeah, he used it 10 years later for this. This was actually, what's his name's last appearance in a movie. Yeah.
Okay. I'll ease up a little bit because I thought this is such an absolute waste of his talent that he's actually stealing a job from somebody else that, could probably use a paycheck for 2 days' work.
No, he did it as a favor for Mr. Waller there. So, yeah. That's kind of cool.
Well, right before he set off to kill William Freakin's career.
I haven't got to that part of the book yet.
Our main goon, he pulls out a piece of paper here that has Billy's address on it. And, gentlemen, it's time for a pee break.
What?
Told you, it's almost there. Welcome back, 5D Army. We're in the middle of Mute Witness, and if you found yourself here, you should probably go back and just give us a 5-star rating. That's just, you should.
Yeah, because you're just clicking around.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Mm-hmm. Just testing the waters. And the waters are rough.
You hated the cold open, and you skipped to halfway through to see if we ever talked about the movie.
His cold open is pretty good. It's pretty good. Might go on a highlight, which is out now. Season 1 highlights, the cold opens. Hosted by Bones. Took you through there. Very nice episode. Check it out.
Hey, you did a really good job, Bones.
Yeah,
it
was great. Together. It was nice. I liked it. Easy, breezy, beautiful cover, Bones.
There was some construction going on while I was recording that, so a few of those interludes, that was the third recording attempt. So if you noticed any rushing, that was just fuck it. So, but it was a lot of fun putting that together, man. It was nice to see the growth. So I tried to keep it chronological. I don't know if you noticed that it kind of wanted to sort of see what the progression in style was, but it was a lot of fun. So I look forward to doing another one for season 2.
Hell yeah. It was nice. I liked it.
But only if we get fucking ratings. God damn it.
Get those ratings in there, folks. If you're on Spotify or Apple, we see you. Fucking follow. Drop us a rating. Even if it's a 1, we'll take it.
No, five's only in season 2.
Yeah.
All right. You heard
sound quality alone, god damn it, is a 3.
Stuff your 1-star rating up your own ass. How about that?
Up you fucking 8 hefty bag ass. I won't feel that 1 star. You fat piece of shit. Oh, when I took a piss, guys, I'm definitely a fucking 7 bagger.
Yeah, I mean, Kron was right.
Yeah, I said 6.
Yeah, but it
was a penis joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mute Witness from 1995, directed by Mr. Anthony Waller. We cut to Billy being dropped off by Karen and Andy. We're back. Karen wants Billy to stay with her, but Billy's like, "Fuck that! I'm heading up to my own place. I don't want to listen to you and Andy fart all night because it was Taco Tuesday." Andy explains that he cares and is calling the U.S. Embassy because his daddy gave him a hookup in case something went wrong. We cut to the U.S. Ambassador's secretary and Detective Larson meeting with the cops that investigated what happened to Billy at the studio. He states that if Billy is right in what she saw, then it might help out his own investigation where he believes that Russian gangsters are running an international snuff film pornography ring, and he's been tracking for quite a while. He says they're making snuff films.
This guy is the best character in the movie.
100% Kron.
Outside of Billy, I guess, because she's kind of the driving force, but the amount of back and forth they do with this guy is insane.
It's a great detective.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great boost to the second half of the movie, too. Yeah. He's good. The character's interesting. you're like, yeah, you go through 4 or 5, like, oh man, with him, it's fucking great. Yeah.
I could watch 3 more movies of his cases.
Dan, is this the scene where they ask him if he's ever seen a snuff film before?
Yeah, it's kind of cutting back and forth, but yeah, we'll get there.
Holy shit.
He says he thinks they're making snuff films and selling them internationally. Larson explains what a snuff film is to the ambassador. Like
the margin is very high, I'm told. Very high margin.
Larson thinks the Reaper is behind this and believes Billy is in great danger. Back at Billy's place, she's preparing for a hot bath. But the phone rings. She hooks up her computer, but no answer. So she has...
Hi, this is Billy.
She has a computer that helps her talk on the phone. It's a computer AI voice, I guess.
Should not laugh at it, but it is mid-90s speak and spell technology. It is...
This is Billy Hughes.
Kron is doing a fantastic job of imitating it.
I refused to. I was like, this is... I can't, right? Like, you want to.
When I watched this, I was like, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. We get a peeping Tom here with some binoculars watching Billy from another building. She notices this and closes her curtains.
I can't get work as a cameraman, so he just...
He's working his way.
If the window is open...
It's open.
Are you in the wrong?
No.
A little.
You have binoculars, so yeah.
Yeah, if you have
you're
binoculars, you're kind of
If you're
wrong.
just glancing out, like, without binoculars, yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
But after the 5th time, are you like, I'm buying fucking binoculars. Like, they're constantly open.
Yeah, so that's a no. That's a no on the binoculars.
Okay, all right.
Hey, you can look with your own eyes. Whatever vision God has blessed you with,
You
that's
can't
what you
record.
get to use.
I think that's a fantastic rule, Kron.
You can't record, and you can't use anything that will magnify your view.
No optical enhancement. Yes.
Yes. But other than that, yes.
It's open season, boys.
It's open curtain season, baby. Back with Larson and the ambassador here. Larson tells them the terrible story about a girl being tied to a tree and just hacked up. And that was the snuff film that he's
That's
seen.
what...
That's not a snuff film, dude.
He just says, have you ever seen a snuff film? You could have just said yes, rather than like, I saw a lady tied to a tree and all of her limbs were cut off.
Isn't that what Marv does to Elijah Wood in Sin City?
I was thinking fucking
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
What version of Home Alone did you watch? Jesus, this is a snuff film version.
Director's cut.
Fucking Home Alone 4, Marv's
Snuff
Revenge.
Yeah.
Then they show the video of what they filmed from that night at the studio, which is the footage from earlier in the movie. We got that. We cut to Andy on the phone with the ambassador. Karen asks what's going on. The ambassador says it's the biggest piece of shit he's ever seen, but no snuff film. So it was just what they shot. We cut to Billy in the bathtub cleaning off a terrible day. She emerges, or she surrounds herself with the water. She kind of goes under, and like Bones was hinting at earlier, there's a lot of music that's going on here and some flashbacks of the murder. We get a lot of cuts with the dripping of the water at the faucet. We get kind of a jump scare here with the dead woman in her window up above on the ceiling. But
I thought
this is as the phone rings.
The set deck on the apartment looked really good. Like, it looked lived in. It looked like an old... It reminded me of like my first apartment in St. Louis, which was like, you know, built in the 30s. Like the tile, nothing ever really looks clean, you know. The purple faucet was really interesting.
That's pretty cool.
But just the layout of the apartment looked really it looked lived in. It was a nice vibe, you know.
Thank you. I agree.
You're welcome.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I think it looks good. It's a pretty sweet bathtub. Buns, have you started baths again?
No. I am considering getting a cold plunge now that I have finished my patio. So, can't wait for you guys to see it. I don't know. Did I send pictures?
No, you did not.
Okay. So,
how are you going to keep it cold?
I think maybe your significant other put up a picture.
Okay.
Of the patio, right?
Yeah. There's still more work to be done, but right now the next thing is, do I go for a Blackstone or a smokeless fire pit?
Dude, I got a 36-inch Blackstone upstairs. I haven't even seasoned it or turned it on yet.
Okay.
It's been like a month.
I'll stop by and pick it up then.
Hey, you shouldn't use it in your living room, Dan. It's an outside fucking...
It's called convenience, Kron. Jeez. Back up, kids.
Kron, your question. They make some now where they have pumps. So they're sort of insulated.
Okay.
And so you can kind of recycle the water. Some of them you can shock the water and stuff if you need to sort of keep it clean. But because it's sort of growing as a trend, there's a lot of companies that are putting stuff out. So
I was just seems like a good idea until you're 1 week in and you're, 6 a.m. buying 30 more bags of ice.
Yeah. Now, I have seen a lot of people where they're taking old deep freezes and sort of tweaking them to be able to
killing themselves.
Yeah. Hey, we do get an electrocution coming up, so but we'll see. I would really need I am a big person, listener, if the seven bags. So I don't know. I need a fucking horse trough. And I don't know if my 1904 house can produce enough power to fucking pump out.
I think you guys should get Blackstones and we can be like Blackstone dudes. And we can throw DK in on like a Discord.
Yeah, he's very pro his Blackstone.
And yeah, just fucking be Blackstone bros.
I can't wait, man. I got my old TV sitting in my basement with a Roku. I'm just waiting to take it out there, set it up.
Fuck yeah.
Watch some Tubi.
I've been
make some fried rice.
Considering an outside projector setup. So,
all right.
Same. My thought is, let me use the TV maybe through the fall and see if I actually use it before I drop all that money. You have a projector, right? Do you still have that projector that you had?
No, I had one, but the bulb is really expensive. So
yeah.
But I got that on a sneaky link from someone.
Oh, okay.
So.
Karen is on the line to check in with Billy. Billy says she's fine. Karen informs Billy that they reviewed the film and it was all fake. As this is happening, Billy's doorbell rings. Karen hears this. Billy says, hold on, the doorbell is ringing. She goes and checks it out. No one's there. She locks the chain and opens the door to see who it is. A man appears. This is the guy from earlier who tried to kill her at the studio. And he says he wants to talk. Billy's very frightened. She tries to close the door. She does, but he gets his foot in, I believe. Then he pulls out fucking bolt cutters.
This is the taller, more attractive looking guy, right? Not the white makeup creepy guy.
Whatever floats your boat, dude.
I mean, whoever you think is the most attractive, yeah.
God damn it. I'm talking in the language of the film.
Yo.
He's not my type. He's not my type.
Honestly, to me,
he is.
No.
To me, both of these snuff film creators are ugly people.
They're both goons.
Yes.
But hey, if you find one of them attractive and...
Beauty is only snuff deep, dude. Okay?
Yeah.
If only there were 3, we could do fuck, marry, kill with these guys. But there's only 2.
Well, one of them fucks and kills.
Fuck both of them.
He pulls the bolt cutters out, but fails to get it in the door before he can cut the chain. Billy manages to get the door closed, but then we hear what sounds like a chainsaw being turned on. I think maybe that's part of the joke, but it's just actually a pretty big ass drill, and dude starts working on the door to get through. Karen can hear all this going on, so she knows what's up. She says she's heading over to Billy's place. Billy tries to call the police, but she's not fast enough. Her computer starts to fuck up, so she runs into the kitchen, grabs a knife. She tries again with the computer, but still fucked up. She does connect to the emergency service. I don't know what it is in Russia.
119.
Kron?
It's like a weird backwards R and then a something that looks like the pi symbol. I don't know. Fucking language makes no sense.
All right.
I don't know if it's so much the computer is fucking up as like one she's
typing.
Well, she's like talking through a weird computer that's probably hard to understand in the first place, and the lady on the other end is like Russian, so
definitely a language barrier. As the man continues to make his way through the lock, Billy tries to get the attention of the peeping Tom from earlier by flashing him, but that's a no-go as well.
Oh, so
now she wants the attention.
I think he's like, I don't want to look at him like that. Like,
no,
it's just not the same.
You ruined it.
You're breaking the fourth wall right now. So,
I mean, I'm gonna look, but yeah, nah, this isn't cool. You're offending me.
Who do you think I am? There's a fucking subtlety to this, and gotta stop. Holy shit! First episode of season 1.
You're bastardizing the art form.
Yeah.
I didn't go up the phone pole and pretend that I was soldering some wires together for nothing. Okay?
Is that a body double reference?
That is a body double reference, Kron. The man busts in. He rips the phone line out as Billy's talking. Billy tries to fight back with the knife. He gets her cornered. The old man, we get an old man downstairs with all the noise going on. He's fucking freaking out. He starts hitting the broom on the ceiling.
They fucking love this B plot.
That was kind of funny.
Oh, yeah, I do too. But it was interesting because when they show the bolt being drilled out, my thought was, nobody's going to hear that? It's like super late at night. Nobody's going to complain about that?
It sounded like a fucking chainsaw to me.
Them having a neighbor react is good. I told the story on here, right? Of waking up at 2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m. and I must be there.
And that guy was beating on my neighbor's door with like a little statue. I think I've told that story before. Yeah. Fucking scared the shit out of us. Lovers quarrel.
It's never good.
It's
1
the
plus
house
1 equals 2.
Next door.
Hey, I fucked her last week. You don't say that. Billy makes a dash for the kitchen, all while throwing fucking anything she can find at this guy, including a few knives, which she almost connects. He just breaks through a wall at one point to try to grab her. He does get her foot, but he misses. She hits him with I think it's a vase. Is it a vase?
Anything's a vase.
Okay. Well, that's one
right?
for
if it has
season
a hole,
2.
It's a vase.
Chalk it up. Vase for season 2 already.
Wow.
Just then, the other camera guy shows up.
They show some Russian
the
dolls.
unattractive one.
And I thought they were going to do a joke where she threw like each size of the Russian doll.
Oh, that would have been good.
That'd have been nice.
Yeah.
Just the little one hits him, and he's like, "Oh, what does that matter? It weighs an ounce."
Well, which one would hurt more? The larger one, like it's more surface area to make contact, but the smaller one probably has more velocity, right?
That's true. Yeah, the big one's hollow, so you got to just chuck the whole thing at once. That's the way to go.
Oh, but it spreads like a fucking.
But she has to put them all
shot.
back together to do the one.
It'll be a weapon in the next Soul Calibur game or something.
You're showing our age, Kron. Billy locks herself in the bathroom and tries to
they're on like Soul Calibur 12.
I couldn't even tell you. I'm trying to go through my mind to figure out the last time I played a video game on the PS5, and it's been a long time.
You poor man.
And now I'm ashamed of myself.
You got a Blackstone you haven't used.
I got a PS5
you haven't played.
Jesus, what's wrong?
And you're sitting here talking about Mute Witness. For who?
I'm doing what God
For 4 people.
told me to do. We got more than 4 friends. What's up, Brantley, George, Nick, Greg,
That's
Chris.
all 4 of them.
You better name them all, or they're going to be offended.
Fuck. Check out Mount Molehill's new episode. It's really fucking good. I enjoyed it. All right. Billy locks herself into the bathroom and tries to find something to defend herself with, but the 2 goons start breaking down the door. She can see that one of the guys, through one of the holes, she can see that he's about to ram through the door with his body. And just as he's about to hit the door, she opens the door.
Fucking awesome.
It's great. She's a smart lady, man.
What was she looking for in the medicine cabinet, though?
I don't know. I was thinking at least she's looking more than what Kurt Russell did in Breakdown in that fucking bank bathroom.
Hey, he walked out with like half a plunger, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, he had a plunger stick, dude.
I don't know why that scene is stuck in my craw. Like there's so much more we could have done with that. Listen to Breakdown. It's on season 1. We did it already.
I'm over it, dude. I'm over season 1. Fresh start.
Fuck season 1. Just as he's about to slam the door, Billy opens the door and he smashes his face into the bathroom wall, into the bathtub. She attacks and throws a hairdryer that's turned on into the bathtub. And what does that do, folks? Electrocution.
Super cool.
Shocking.
Like 90s effect
Oh,
of
yeah.
the electricity running all over his body.
That looked like the Ride the Lightning cover, which
Do you
came
guys
out.
Know what Bond movie Bond does that in?
Live and Let Fry.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
1 point, Kron.
Damn it. That's pretty good, Kron. I'll give it to you. Electrocution happens. This guy dies. Billy runs out of the bathroom, but of course the other goon catches him and demands to know where the disc is.
Diskette. Excuse me.
Diskette.
I don't know why we need to gender qualify computer disks, but it's a diskette.
Diskette. Sorry. Billy writes out what disc, and then she stabs the dude with the pencil. And as this happens, the goon gets knocked out from behind. Larson shows up and tells Billy that he's a police officer and that she must get out of the house.
He knocked him out with the bolt cutters.
Yeah.
Fucking brutal.
Fuck yeah, dude. Get out of the house and he'll explain everything in the car. They run out of the apartment, hit the elevator, and Larson knows that more men are on the way. We are in great danger. They get out of the elevator, hit the stairs, and manage to miss the men that are coming up the elevator and get to the car. But somebody in another car notices as they take off and starts to follow.
But it's not other men in the elevator.
Yeah, it's the sister and her boyfriend.
It's Andy and Karen in the elevator. Billy gets dressed and thanks Larson with the smooch, and Larson states it's not over yet. Andy and Karen show up at Billy's place because they were in the elevator. It's thrashed.
I thought the little smooch was a little sweet. You know, it's a little uncomfortable because they show her sort of changing. And I guess they do it to acknowledge, because like Larson or whatever his name is, like, he's like, he can't help but kind of, you know, shit, this chick's just fucking changing in front of me. But considering what she's been through, but I thought the little smooch was like a nice little, you know,
touch.
Yeah. Because I think it adds to her sensitivity and innocence as a character, you know, like her gratefulness. And, you know, so often we see just in a lot of these roles, the chick just becomes like a hardened badass by this point and doesn't trust anybody. And I think it is refreshing to see that she's
got a gun and shit. I don't think she doesn't ever have a gun. And I think that's great.
Yeah. It's more in line with the character. Her character stays throughout. She does have growth and she has an arc, but you know, it's great when you can watch a 5-Day Rentals movie and you're like, wow, they fucking nailed character. That's cool.
It's always a 50-50 chance.
It's almost like that's what like movies
maybe not
like are
much.
about, right? Like the most important thing of like a movie is like, you know, like connecting to the characters and shit, you know, like fucking Greasy Strangler, you know, or fucking. That's season 1. I'm sorry. I'm over it.
I thought Alex Jones was here for a second.
No, no. Pete Kidman was enough for today, guys.
Andy calls the police, but as he's making the phone call, the goon from earlier tries to kill Andy. Karen notices the dead man in the bathroom and just freaks out. They lock themselves in, I guess it's another room, and are arguing with each other. It's kind of comical. The police bust in and look at the goon. He's sitting down in the chair. He kind of points to the bedroom that they're in. And out of nowhere, it was one of the cops that shoots him in the face.
Wait,
Dead. What?
Whoa, dude.
The cops are in on it too, dudes. Back to Billy and Larson. He explains that the girl that was murdered that night has a boyfriend who stole a diskette with a ton of info to blackmail the Reaper, but he thinks Billy has it. We cut to Andy and Karen being held up by the cops. Andy says that they don't have the diskette. They don't know what they're talking about. The cops make a call on the radio. We cut back to Larson explaining the girl had it on her in the studio, and when she was murdered, the disc went missing. He tells Billy to think really hard if she saw the disc at the studio whenever she passed through. She goes through her mind, and she does remember the purse falling and remembers a disc sliding under a little table. She remembers, but Larson gets a radio call as Billy is going to write it down. Larson answers back, and Billy notices they passed the police station. Larson says he works undercover and that the Reaper thinks Larson works for him, but to trust him. This freaks Billy out. She doesn't like this info, and she grabs the wheel of the vehicle.
The first of 15 turns this guy's character is going to make.
Yeah.
It's that steering wheel. It's going all over the place. Billy gets the upper hand, though, and handcuffs Larson to the steering wheel. He says they will kill you as Billy makes the exit from the vehicle. Larson radios to the car that was following them what had happened. Billy takes to the streets. Billy on the streets. But notices a shadow from
Nicole Kidman.
Street.
Did she peak in the 90s? For $1, did she peak in the 90s?
I don't know.
A Nicole Kidman? Any Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman, dead or alive? Go. Fine, fuck you too, bitch. Billy notices...
My fucking favorite are like the old New York ladies who just want nothing to fucking do with it. Huh? Never mind.
Never mind, you old bat.
For the record, I don't like the premise of that because I would lock up too. I would be fucking agitated.
Yeah. If
It's
someone puts a camera and a microphone in front of your face out of nowhere, it is alarming. Like,
I would watch it, and my wife, she couldn't stand it. I just can't do this show. I'm like, it's pretty fucking funny. I mean, our Billy here wouldn't have much to say, though.
I told you we're not doing it anymore.
I said yes today.
this is Billy Hughes for $1.
Nicole Kidman.
Hot or not. Billy notices a shadow and heads to the other side of the street from one of the side streets. Just then, a man comes out of the alley with a gun. Larson sees this and cuts him off with a car and yells for Billy to get in. They take off as another car speeds after them. Larson asks where the diskette is, and Billy says it's at the studio, and they head that way. Back with Andy and Karen, the police get the radio call to kill them. They zip tie Andy and Karen. As this goes on, Karen puts together that these ain't cops. She pulls the rug out from under one of them, and this ends up one's holding Andy at gunpoint, and as she pulls the rug, this causes the other cop to shoot the other one in the face.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The man downstairs comes up to check out what's going on, and he just finds a complete bloody mess.
I mean, Karen needs her own spin-off movie of just wreaking havoc on Russian fucking double agents.
The goddamn Mr. Magoo.
Oh, yeah. I hope she breaks up with Andy and teams up with, what's his name? Is it Larson?
Yeah.
Is that the Russian cop's name? Yeah.
Yeah. The radio goes off, and Andy answers it with, duh. Karen's like, talk to him. He's like, da. The man on the radio says something,
Boom, boom.
but they do get the word studio out of what he says.
Volkswagen commercial?
Yeah. You sent it to us.
Oh, we've talked about that before. Fuck, that's a season 1 thing. Fuck.
Yeah, that's a season 1 thing.
Shit.
Fucking love that commercial, dude.
They do figure out that one of the Russian on the walkie-talkie says studio, so they head over to the studio. Back with Billy and Larson, they show up at the studio as well. Billy uncuffs Larson from the steering wheel. They head in as more goons show up as well. They get inside, they lock the door. Andy and Karen smash through the red square to get to the studio. A shit ton of goons surround the whole studio, like a fucking shit ton.
Don't they keep like referencing that it's the red square? I feel like they were like really happy they got to film there or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't supposed to or something. I don't know.
It seemed like a 20-minute stolen shot because they're quite a bit away from. Is that the Kremlin in the background?
Yeah.
So
I think so, yeah.
It'd eventually blow up. Mission Impossible. Mm-hmm. Karen and Andy show up as this is going on. They sneak around all the goons.
I think the next year Simon Templar brings Cold Fusion to Red Square.
Ooh.
In The Saint.
I figured The Saint would be a movie we covered on 5-Day Rentals.
Maybe. Fucking, that's a 5-star banger, though.
Could fit into that cat and mouse category.
Kron's like, fuck, that's my fucking pick.
I'm getting out of Russia, though.
They sneak towards the studio. Billy and Larson try to find the diskette, but one of other goon has already snuck in. And as soon as they find it under this little table, the goon grabs Billy from behind and tosses a disc to Larson. You helped us a lot, Billy. Thank you. What? The goon tells Larson that the Reaper wants Larson to kill Billy. He throws him the gun. But Larson smashes the goon in the face with the gun. What?
Wow. Good to bad to good to bad to good again.
Where will we end up? Back outside, Andy distracts one of the guards to get into the building, and Karen trips him. And they go into the studio. We see the Reaper. He shows up to the studio. Andy and Karen run to find Billy. The Reaper waits for the diskette and asks for Billy. As Larson is bringing Billy out, Andy opens fire on Larson, but sucks ass at shooting, so he misses. Karen starts fighting with Larson.
I feel like, is this the part too where he's like, because he's got the gun and he's like, I can't figure out the safety, but it's like, I'm pretty sure it's a revolver that he has, which I don't think those have safeties normally. So,
but yeah, he keeps like opening it too. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck?
He's just trying to get a game of Russian roulette going. When in Rome, you know?
Forgive me, I'm a gun idiot, but could it be a single action revolver and he hasn't cocked it back and that's the problem? Like it's not a dual action?
It sounds like you're a gun guy.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think on a dual action, though, because you can pull the hammer back, right? And then shoot. But on a single action, you would just have a really long pull. And that, like, is the safety that the trigger is, like, so hard.
Okay. Because, yeah, if you cock back, you're basically quickening how fast your shot's going to be.
Yeah, you're, like, doing 90% of the trigger's job, essentially. Yeah.
That's why it's, like, so fucking amped in a movie when they do that. Because you're like, shit, he's 90% of the way there.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it.
It's a hair trigger now, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Edge of my fucking seat.
Edging.
Edging on the side of my head.
That's the only way I can.
Yeah.
Every time 5 different else comes on, I'm edging, dude. Karen starts fighting with Larson, and Billy manages to run outside. But right in the middle of all the goons, the Reaper tells Larson to kill her, and he shoots her in the back multiple times. Blood sprays everywhere. Billy falls to the ground. Larson holds up the diskette to the Reaper, and he clears out, shakes his head and clears out. Karen is destroyed. Larson tries to explain to Karen, but Karen goes full on rager here and starts beating the shit out of him. Larson tells Andy to shoot him, or beating the shit out of Larson, and tells Andy to shoot Larson. Karen does. And she goes to Billy, but as Karen runs up, Billy gets up and exposes all the blood packets. What? Andy tough talks Larson and fires a few shots at Larson, but it doesn't hurt him. They're blanks. Andy sees that Billy is alive, and Larson explains that he's a cop.
Oh, Billy, is that what they were, blanks? I thought he was like fucking strong as hell. Just eating bullets.
Billy thanks him and says they should have dinner sometime. Larson questions why the Reaper wouldn't have taken the disc from him, and all of a sudden Billy is shot again and blood flies everywhere through the air. But it was just Andy hitting the button on the remote. She's fine.
It was a good play. Also, I love that Larson has spoken pretty good English, but they still want to throw in the how do you say, like when she says come to dinner and he's like, how do you say that would be very lovely? Like it's I sort of ignored it at the time, but the fucking the diplomat that meets with Larson, his little you speak English pretty well. Like he's got this. Mm-hmm. It's like the one other American guy that they found to play the character. That cracked me up. He had a sort of Mitch McConnell draw to him, although he didn't freeze up in the middle of the sentence.
They had to take him away.
And apparently he's fallen multiple times over the last few weeks. So
his fucking brain dead. Did you see Nick's video he made? Like the fucking dog.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Shout out, Nick.
I think we need to fucking nominate a 35, 36-year-old woman, average height, average strength, and her job is...
Huge breasts.
36,
I think
42.
I'm not going to put that qualifier on it.
That's how you open
that's
this
happened, that's
whole
great.
episode.
Let me get to where I'm going. In this woman's job, if she can beat the shit out of a senator or a congressperson or the president, that person is disqualified from being in office. Like we need to bring back some tribal integrity of like, you got to have some virility, right? Maybe 30. I'm saying 35 is probably way wrong. 55, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the average age?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like at some point we could just stop electing 80 plus.
Yes. I think there needs to be like a basic cognitive test, that's done with some sort of computer that is like basic speed. Like,
Hi, I'm Billy Hughes, and I will be testing you.
It's just like make an Excel.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
No,
you're out.
Just open your email right now. Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to?
Yeah.
Do you know how to sign in?
Send me an email from your phone. There.
Mm-hmm. Send me an email from your phone. Change a tire. Pay a bill.
Mm-hmm.
Know what the price of milk is. And then here's a random celebrity. Can you tell me who this is? This is The Rock. You did not know that. You were not qualified. This is important, right? This is the shit that the American people care about.
No, that's not Richard Pryor. It's Kevin Hart. Sorry.
Oh, I know this.
Last year it was Richard Pryor.
No, sir, that was 30 years ago.
You can't be changing rules every year.
Oh, I know this one. That's Pete Kidman.
That's a trick. If you know Pete Kidman, you're fucking out. You fucking perv.
That's Pete Rose.
You go to Comet Pizza if you know who fucking Pete Kidman is.
Larson throws the other goon that snuck in the back of a car, and he says bye to Billy. But Billy notices that the man in the car is acting very frantic. And then she puts it together and warns Larson to get the fuck out of the car. As the car rolls in, Larson jumps out, rolls just onto the street just in the nick of time, and the car explodes. But Larson's okay. He gets up and smiles.
Looks like they might have got the stuntman a little on that one.
Yeah.
End credits.
I think there was a little too much gas on his leather jacket, Kron. 100%. What a fucking awesome tag at the end of this movie.
Hell yeah.
I liked it. Just one more, get him. Get him while I can.
On top of the other squib going off that Andy triggers.
Yeah,
so
It's got double, baby.
After the squib, Larson switches twice again.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, it was 2 minutes.
Mute Witness, man.
End credits, Mute Witness, 1995, directed by Anthony Waller. Upon further research, gentlemen, this was released September 15th of 1995. That week at the box office also included Hackers, Clockers, a Spike Lee joint, and the man himself who finally got exonerated. The Usual Suspects opened. Congratulations, Mr. Kevin Spacey. You're back, baby. The next week would also see Kevin Spacey in what would open up that week the next week, get this next week, gentlemen. 7 Showgirls and Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, a season 1 pick for 5-day rentals.
Wow, I don't know which one
What a week.
to get kicked out of AMC with first.
You could have seen Mute Witness, The Usual Suspects, 7, and Showgirls in 2-week period. Oh my God. Boner.
Okay. It's that weekend of 7 Showgirls, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Next Generation. Right? You get to go to the movies Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What's your order?
7 Showgirls, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Next Generation.
You're going to end on the downer?
Ah, fuck. I don't know that, though. I haven't seen them.
I'm going to go...
I've just seen previews.
Good call. Good call. You have not seen them. Oof.
I'm going to go 7 Showgirls and then Showgirls again.
I'd probably go Showgirls first because I've seen that fucking rated R trailer.
NC-17, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough. I mean, Texas Chainsaw is definitely last. At the time of my age, I would probably, honestly, I would do
Showgirls.
I would do Texas Chainsaw because of just my age at that time, probably.
Yeah.
And Showgirls, I'd be like, I want to go, but they won't let me in.
See, I thought I had it because I thought, well, Texas Chainsaw on Friday with that crowd, right? Horror movie crowd.
Packed.
Yeah. And then you'd be like, oh, this sucks. What a bummer. You would think Showgirls on Saturday, a little horny, right?
Yeah.
Set the mood when you get home.
Saturday, I could stay up late.
But fucking 7 on a Sunday.
Whew.
7 deadly sins.
Ruined
You think,
your
oh, this is
week.
biblical. But yeah, you were fucked. You're not doing anything the rest of the week. So I think you do TNG 7 Showgirls. I think that's my order.
Gentlemen, this had an estimated budget of $2 million, a box office of just over $1.1 million. Mr. Waller wanted it set originally in Chicago, but Russia was a cheaper option. His equipment was flown in from the United States to Russia and was held at customs until they paid up. And supposedly the Russian mob was paid off for a smooth production. Now, Anthony Waller directed a very nice movie here. First time written and directed for Mute Witness. Did anybody look up what else Anthony Waller has directed?
I did not.
I did, and it was like a bunch of... Oh, American Werewolf in Paris was the one that I saw.
So studio involvement with American Werewolf in Paris. They pretty much blame that for kind of ruining Mr. Waller there. He was kind of chosen after the fact, and the studio changed a shit ton of a lot of the 2 writers that were hired to do American Werewolf in Paris. So, yeah, not much after that.
Kind of a bummer. I mean, dude clearly had some talent after watching this thing, and then to kind of get buried sucks.
Yeah. Has anybody seen American Werewolf in Paris?
I believe I snuck in because I think we were like, 13, 14 maybe when that came out?
I remember this is a American Werewolf in Paris is a banger of a fucking soundtrack. I will say that.
What year did that come out?
Kron, you got that pulled?
Is that 99?
97.
97? Yeah, I think we went for something else and then snuck into that. And it was like, rowdy middle schoolers, so we really weren't paying attention. But was that because that's dude from That Thing You Do and the other guy from
Scott Everett or
Tom Everett Scott and Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Dead Man on Campus he did.
Yeah.
Which is actually a pretty... I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I always think about that movie, and I'm like, I've never seen it anywhere.
Dan, is it time for us to confirm your Rate My Letterbox.
Gentlemen, yes, that's all I got for research. Not much there. Arrow will be releasing Mute Witness eventually on Blu-ray, and Shudder will be streaming it soon. So that's all we got. It is, as Penny Smasher informed me, it is on YouTube. So we might include a link on the episode description for you there. But yes, gentlemen, rate my letterbox, please. Rate my box.
I think we both said 3.5.
Yeah, this will be interesting because it's the first time I've done it. So we've locked in at a 3.5. Dan, would you like to take a crack at guessing Kron and myself's score?
Yes, I will say at the time of our review for Mute Witness from 1995, directed by Anthony Waller, the Letterboxd user rating is setting at a 3.5. My guess doesn't count, but I'm going to say Kron a 4, Bones a 3.5.
I would also give Bones a 3.5.
Kron, I'm going to give you a 3.5. I'll tell you right now, I am a 3.5. You both got it dead on. I think the middle dipped a little for me as soon as you get those cops and they're back in the film studio. While it all made logical sense, I felt like it kind of it dragged. But on my first viewing, when you got to the end, I was like, this thing is picking up. And I was riding around a 3, and I loved that ending so much. I was like, I'm going to this thing gets a 0.5 just for the ending. I thought it was really smart. It plays into the film production studio trick, which you knew something was going to come. The extra squib trigger got me, and the car explosion was a cool little button. It just sort of tied the bow on why would he leave this disc, and it was exciting and explosive. I think you see the $2 million on screen. There's some really interesting shots and suspense. I said it half as a joke, but I think the character work here is pretty good. The performance is a little iffy. Andy's verging on annoying, but I think he's playing it up. And it was a hard tone shift to manage the comedy and terror, and I think it rode the line. I'm with the people, 3.5.
All right, guys. Mute Witness. I honestly think I would be a 4 on this movie.
Wow.
Had a really good time with this. I think the thing that the movie kind of has to get over is like your first third is the strongest part of the film by far. It's like, it's hard kind of once you like roll off that crescendo to ever get back up to that momentum. And I don't know if the movie ever does, but after you kind of get through, the middle chunk, I do feel like the third act picks up and it just goes into a completely different direction of like, all right, we're just going to throw every twist and every turn into this movie that we can from here on out. Yeah, I think like if you looked at this script on paper, eventually someone would say like, should we really have this guy flop again? Like, 8 times into the movie. And I feel like the only answer is like, yeah, we should, because it's fun. Like this movie just kind of ends at like, we're doing all this because it's fun to do this shit in a movie. Like we're having a good time here. So yeah, I think I was kind of between 3.5 and 4, but I don't know, man, this thing's just such like a love letter to De Palma in a way that it's hard for me not to give it a little bit of an extra bump. And I feel like a lot of those people that kind of tried to ape De Palma style, like a lot of those movies just end up being shit. And this one is actually fun and good and is kind of like, I mean, I know it's getting that, I don't know, 4K restoration or whatever it is, but like even now I would say this is a really underseen, like good, solid movie from the 90s. So 4.0.
Gentlemen, yeah, Kron, I'm going to echo you. My thought was a lot of people try to redo De Palma, and it doesn't really work. But I think this works. I really don't think it dips down in the middle there. I really like the bathtub apartment thing. I think it's another smart decisions on Billy's part. I think Billy does a wonderful performance here. Just her actions, her facial expressions, everything. I think the soundtrack works really good. The intensifying of the sound and all that shit whenever she's got the key to the door and all that. Andy and Karen, I think, is a good kind of comical relief. Easy breezy there. I'd agree with Bones. I think Andy is a little bit of annoying, but I don't know, man. I think this works on all levels. I think to start out season 2, I'm going with a 4, guys.
Damn.
Yeah. I liked it. I mean, this is third. I think I've had 3 watches in on this, and I think, just when I watched it the last time yesterday, it felt like fucking a 45-minute breeze, man, but it's good.
All right, guys. With that being said, Mute Witness would end up at number 21 on the big list. Upper echelon territory, no doubt. It is currently right below Thunderbolt and Lightfoot at number 20 and right above Prey at 22.
Okay. Is that like a 3.8, 3.7?
Oh, yeah. The average ends up being 3.833 from the 3 of us.
Right on. And Kron, you and I both tied for Rate My Letterbox with a 0.5.
Hell yeah, gentlemen. Mute Witness. Season 2. Cat and Mouse.
A nice start, dude.
Mm-hmm. Solid.
Oh, thank you. There's a beer can opening. Celebratory drink.
Well, should we take this time to say thank you to anybody who was patient with our break? Hopefully, we've gotten a lot of feedback that people were still catching up with season 1, hitting up the backlog. That makes me feel good that when people come to the show, mid-season and want to go back and take the ride, I would hope that we're better than when we started. But it's great to be back in the saddle with my 2 buddies. I love doing this. I can't wait to see what season 2 brings. A big thank you to Andrew Barr for our new season 2 art. For our great friend DK for our new season 2 music. And I'll kick it over to Dan. You are now our official get us out of the show guy.
Folks, as always, rate and review the show. It helps us out. It helps us to bring the show to more people. Please follow us on Instagram. There's all sorts of fun to have there. I think Twitter's kind of...
I'm there now.
Bones of 5DR is on Instagram. Check him out.
Send him all the Jim Ross videos you can find.
I love Jim Ross videos. My algorithm is... I'm fine-tuning it.
Right on. You can follow us on Letterboxd. Please do that. That will have all the movies that we covered, along with the 5-star banger list, the top 25, which needs to be updated, by the way, with the craziness that the Horror Draft boys did on the last rewind. And we also have a list called Sylvester Stallone's Playgirl, movies that feature his Playgirl. So far, we've only found 2, but if you know more, please let us know. So follow us on Letterboxd. And of course, if you really want to fuck with us and you want us to fuck with you, join that Discord. That's where it's at. There's all sorts of our podcast pals on there that you'll recognize and know. And join along in on all the stupid Long John Silver conversations that are occurring.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Or Taco Bell.
Yeah, John Taco Bell
Fuck
for
that
life.
guy, too.
No, he's cool.
Dan, I just thought of something.
Yeah, what's up?
We can't crash and burn, right? Crash and burn was season 1.
Yeah?
What's going to define season 2? Like, what, I mean, it can't just, it seems cheap to just pull it from Mute Witness and carry it through. Like, what are we going to do?
I mean, really, we didn't find our crash and burn until a good
Yeah, it was
3 categories in.
Yeah, before Kron brought Robot Jocks, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to get there naturally.
So, you know what I'll say? It's allowed if the curtains are open. For now. That's just a working one. I'm just brainstorming.
I guess I'll just say the Zodiac is out there and he's easier to find than you think.
I'm just going to say Pete Kidman. We got a category for you.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast. This is the after shower segment where we're going to learn what the next film is in this great season 2 kickoff of Cat and Mouse. Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
Guys,
Shut the fuck up, Kron. Shut the fuck up. The people are still sleeping.
I'm pissing right now.
Me too.
So piss or talk, one of the two.
Okay, me and Dan are both pissing. It'd be great if you could piss too.
Wait a minute. Is this piss that you put in this humidifier?
I pissed before you pissed.
No, we're both pissing. You pissed too.
Are we
I'm a
breathing piss?
trailblazer.
We're
Yes,
breathing
we're
piss.
all pissing into the humidifier.
Oh my god. You guys need to drink more water.
I have a kidney stone, fucker.
All right, guys, I'm going to cut straight to it. I had a movie in mind that I really, really wanted to find a way to get into season 1. And as the categories came out, there's just no place for it to fit. But Dan presented Cat and Mouse, and I thought, fits in like a glove, baby. We're going way later than I'm used to. We're going into the 2000s.
Whoa.
Okay, I was way off.
We're going as recently as 2001. Literally 22 years ago. That's what I'm calling a very new movie, in my opinion. Guys, this thing is great. I hope you've seen the first 2.
Oh.
Because it's time for Cordell. We're checking out Ridley Scott's Hannibal. This is a fun, bad, shitty movie. I think you've both seen it. I don't know if it matters.
I own it.
Probably still have my... No, I don't have my rating on here. Good.
This is... So
Dan. Before
All right,
Kron
hold
got on the call, I told you there's a slight chance
Did he pick the same
that
one you
Kron
did?
picks my fucking pick.
Is this what you were going for?
I was going to pick fucking
This is
Hannibal.
the first
shit,
time
man.
this
I
has
was going to
happened.
pick fucking Hannibal.
Hey,
This is the first time it's happened.
you know I'm a Hannibal guy. I mean...
Oh, I'm a Hannibal guy. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Well,
this
I
is
knew it
great.
was coming.
This is fucking great.
I thought it was going to be Road Games, honestly.
Wow.
I
Okay.
thought about road games. I also thought, you know, we could have got one of our buddies in on this category pretty easy, but I looked into that movie and it's like not streaming where it should be right now. So I kind of rolled off that one, but
Wow. Okay.
we'll get
I
road
do-
games on here. At
I
some
have an
point.
alternate, though, so we're okay. We're okay.
All right.
Oh,
I knew it was coming. I knew it would be
Yes.
from one of you guys, but yeah. Bones, do you need a ripped version of this? We both, I think, own this.
I have it.
No,
I
it's
have
on
it all. Okay.
It's on Max.
So
That's
we
partially
got.
why I was going to pick it, because it was fucking available. Oh, wow.
Manhunter, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal.
Yep.
Okay.
Then they do Red Dragon.
And then Hannibal
Rising.
Rising.
And then the TV show. So
Which
just watch
is
all of that
Fantastic.
before we
I don't know
record.
about I don't know about all that. I did start Manhunter like beginning of vacation. I just haven't finished it yet.
So fucking good.
I was wondering when this was going to. I'm amazed that this didn't happen the first season.
Yeah.
honestly.
I had a category for season 2 just to get this movie in, and then you presented us with this. So
5.0. Very fast.
Fuck
Well.
yeah. Dan, you get to see your nemesis. His fucking head cut off. Or his fucking skull cracked open.
Chantix.
I put this on the other day just to make sure I still loved it. And I certainly did.
It's been probably since it was released on like VHS that I've seen it, or when it came out on DVD. I guess 2001.
Without going too personal with it, I went and saw this opening night with our mutual friend, Johnny. And it was he and I and a few fellow high schoolers, and they were having an absolute fucking meltdown during this movie. They did not understand it, and I had an absolute blast just watching them fucking lose their minds during this, and I'll never forget that experience. This is I'm so excited.
I'm excited to have an assignment. Okay.
Yeah. We're starting off with a bang, man. This is fucking great, because I know what my alternate is. This is going to be a fucking killer category. Thank you, Kron. Holy shit.
You got it, buddy. I'm glad I could, give you a freebie in a way. You basically got 2 picks on this round. So
Yeah.
Kron's doing all the work.
But hey, I mean, the Venn diagrams, they got to overlap at some point. Hannibal might be it for me and Bones. I mean,
I wonder how many references from season 1 are going to be just pinched in to season 2, right? Mm-hmm. And that was sort of the point when we decided to not, sort of lock in our categories. Although I know we loosened them towards the end of season 1, but I think being more reactive will help and keep the energy up.
I think we also understand what a 5-day rental movie is now. So I think that has potential to make for a great season 2.
Wow.
And you get to hear it here, folks.
Can you imagine how lucky our listener is?
Dude, that guy our gal is so lucky. And hey, we got some guests coming as well. Don't worry. We got some stuff happening for October.
Kron, you think you're going to be able to sneak out and go see Napoleon?
Can't wait.
no. I don't know if I even know anything about Napoleon. So,
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
Well, he
the
was
new Ridley Scott and
It's an ice cream.
Phoenix.
maybe I'll get around to it. I mean,
No,
if I don't
you
get
won't.
if I don't get around to it, Ridley Scott will put out another movie 8 months from now. So
Well, and he'll also put out 4 different versions of Napoleon. So in 5 years, we'll all argue about which is the superior cut.
all right, guys, it's Hannibal.
That's it.
I don't think I got much else. So I don't know. After showers, crash and burn.
That's fine.
Crash
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
burn.
Crash and burn, I guess, for now. Yeah.
It's always going to be. Everybody wants to say crash and burn.
No.